Okay guys, so we're looking at the intervals that we have on the Wednesday session here, and this session is focused on a more open specific, although this could be certainly things that do come up in even quarter or semi-finals, but the focus is a little bit more open specific for this session. Apart from the fact that we're using machines that will not show up in the open. We know for a fact that echo bike and skiing will not show up, but they're there as sort of a pre-fatigue before those other common movements. And the way that this is kind of intended to feel is that the sets that are echo bike, toes to bar, and then the pressing or the ground to overhead movements, they're going to be a little bit longer. They're going to be a bit more sort of muscle fatigue limited, and they'll probably take a little bit longer time, so you will obviously get that longer rest as well. And then the other sets that go start with the ski erg and then the chest to bars into the squatting movements, they are going to be a bit more intense. You should be able to apply a little bit more speed to those sets, so that is what you should be aiming to do. The first block of work there with the strict press is going to be really difficult. I just have a feeling that strict press is going to get tested in volume at some point. So I just want to make sure that you guys get the feeling of that movement, making sure you figure out a little bit of efficiency there. So trying to use that bounce off the shoulders as much as possible, but without being tempted to dip at the knees when the bar comes down to your shoulders, and really making sure you show lockout at the top, because I think it's quite easy with high volume strict press to start cutting that extension short a little bit. So making sure you're hitting good reps there. Try your best to move through unbroken sets, but with that movement in particular, and then the ground to overhead, they're going to be pretty big limiters under fatigue, so you might need to go 2 quick sets there. With the ski erg, chest to bar front squats or thrusters, you really should be pushing for unbroken sets during there. It's going to hurt at points, but trying to push hard to hit those sets with intensity and hit those sets unbroken. Just to clarify on the flow, you're going 16 sets all the way through, and every 4 sets, the movements that you do changes. So you're not alternating sets between the different movements. You do 4 blocks of echo biking, toes to bar, and strict press. And after you've done 4 blocks of that, always resting 1-to-1 between each round of 12, 12, 12. Then you move on. So when you get to set 5, then you move to the ski, chest to bar, front squats, and you do 4 blocks of that, and then so on for the rest of it. So you're not alternating the movements as you go between all your sets.